Such an honor for me to introduce our first presenter today, certainly a saint in this city. Sharon Adams is the Director of Programs at Walnut Way Conservation Corp. Their mission is to sustain economically diverse and abundant communities through civic engagement, environmental stewardship, and creating venues for prosperity. Sharon returned to Milwaukee after being away for nearly 30 years, and she bought her family home on North 17th Street and North Avenue. She has transformed her neighborhood in a number of ways, one being producing 2,700 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables for the community. I know that you will learn much from Sharon here this morning, and if you have the chance, I would just suggest that you stop in and visit her sometime next summer, as I know that she will share a fresh peach from her garden with you. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Linda. And I thank all of you for this opportunity to witness. As Linda said, I live, work, worship, and serve in a transforming community in central Milwaukee. I am a co-founder of Walnut Way Conservation Corp, a nonprofit organized in 2000 with the mission to sustain an economically diverse community. Our place-based work occurs within a 110-block area, and families define this community's history. For the early settlers, it was immigrants in the 19th century. And then in the 20th century, it was mostly African Americans and later Mexican Americans coming to Milwaukee in pursuit of happiness, freedom, and financial stability. Unfortunately, in the 50s, over 1,000 houses and 200 businesses were demolished to make way for an expressway. It tore the cohesive community apart from each other, and away from greater Milwaukee. Many families moved away from this isolated location. Good schools turned into poor performing schools. Too many of our children and adults die prematurely from violence or chronic illnesses. Work is scarce. In the 1990s, this place was rated the third in the nation growing in poverty. However, a transformation is occurring, and I would like to introduce several individuals in their faith and action in this transformative work. My beloved husband, Larry, who is known for his care, compassion, and courage. As a co-founder of Walnut Way, he rehabs foreclosed homes, restoring them to their vintage heritage, and we have good neighbors. Thank you, Pastor. He is an urban grower and beekeeper. He launched a train-linked construction company to hire unemployed tradesmen and give first-time employment to others. He is at work now. Michael Adams is here. He is engaged by the Bread of Healing ministry to help individuals with limited or no work records find work. He builds their confidence through setting expectations and walking with men seeking a better life. Thank you, Michael. Mary Ann Dawson, who with her husband and daughter built 2 beautiful homes on vacant lots that had become sites for prostitution and drug dealing. She is our courageous prayer warrior. In the morning, you may find Mary Ann walking the neighborhood, praying boldly for our healing. Bill Krugler retired from Mason & Wells to redirect his energy into co-creating employment, wealth, and neighborhood stabilization. I learned today that 2 years ago, this gathering touched his life. Troubled by Milwaukee's rating as the 4th poorest city in the nation, Bill is determined to find ways to employ African American men with limited or no work history. We expect new businesses to locate to North Avenue, to our community, and employ people in our community. Bill and Mary serve on the Walnut Way Advisory Board, and what we have collectively in common is that we all share defining moments when God called us to respond, to relax, to release, and restore. We know miracles happen when two or more come together in faith and action. During the next 15 minutes, I will share my witness, show a brief 5-minute video highlighting key milestones of Walnut Way's first 10 years, and introduce a bold initiative to advance our beloved community. Linda pointed out that I was away for a while, almost 30 years. So on New Year's Eve in 1996, I lived in New York. I decided to bring in New Year's by enjoying a Broadway play. After the play, I headed to Midtown to enjoy the Christmas tree and the skaters at Rockefeller Center. About 11 o'clock, I experienced this distinct nudge to get up and to get to Harlem and Abyssinian Baptist Church. If you know New York, it can be a big difference between Midtown and Harlem. I made it uptown just in time to hear Calvin Butts, the pastor, encourage his congregation to take a risk. He was talking to me. He invited us to move out of our comfort zone to where God calls us. So after living away for 27 years, it took me exactly 1 year to respond to what I thought was a call to return to Milwaukee to restore my family homestead. Since the new year of 1997, every experience has been for me an opportunity to live, love, and to witness. Let's watch how God is working with us. Would you show the video, please?
The land of Wisconsin that nurtures its people. Here, here, and yes, here.
Walnut Way is this magical place in Central City, Milwaukee.
You value wherever you are, whatever you have, and utilize whatever space is available.
It's because of Sharon and Larry that, this place has been able to blossom in the ways that it has.
And you don't get there without having resources. You don't get there without having collaboration in education, collaboration in knowing where the experts are located.
The Wisconsin IDEA Award honors individuals and organizations that have made significant contributions through involvement with UW colleges or UW Extension. The Walnut Way Conservation Corporation and its founders, Larry and Sharon Adams, seek to improve the quality of life in Milwaukee's Central City through grassroots environmental stewardship, community building, and social entrepreneurship. Ideal recipients of the Wisconsin IDEA Award.
It was absolutely unexpected. I'm ready to do a happy dance because I'm accepting this for all of us who are working for transformation.
It's hard to drop a seed in the ground without thinking that something's going to happen.
And I believe that we fixed our communities from the ground up, and this effort that you see here, Walnut Way, it's a ground effort. It has bubbled up all the way to the top.
Walnut Way's mission is very three-pronged, meaning that our mission is focused on civic engagement in connecting residents to one another.
Because when we built this garden and the other garden over there, the whole neighborhood came together. We all came together, and it was really wonderful. It just made me feel like I'm part of a real neighborhood. We all know each other, we all help each other.
The second part of the mission is environmental stewardship, really acknowledging the fact that we are all a part of this one world.
And I say compost, compost, compost is because there's no waste. You really get the sense that life goes on. Part of this ecology, there is no waste.
The third part of the mission is economic enterprise, building the community wealth up together.
Our food distribution is at a market, our food is at a grocery store, and our food is right here in the neighborhood. People come from all over, and it's just a joy to know that some of the greens that they're buying are greens that were grown a block away.
And we are selling this honey, which helps to sustain our organization. I've had this hive for 3 seasons. Here you'll see all the bees, they're working. We have a diverse nectar. The diversity in this honey, it makes it much sweeter because we have a variety of nectars. It's the best that a lot of people have had because of this diversity.
UW Extension is involved with Walnut Way in a lot of different ways.
But then we called in the experts. That
giving us practical advice about what to grow.
And they told us that the best thing to plant for production were peach trees. So here's the pear tree with a pear on it in 1 year.
Most recently, we've been very connected to their water quality program.
So this is our rain barrel here. And we're able to store quite a bit of water that runs off from the roof. Now we're able to save it and use it for watering our plants in the gardens.
As a community, we have 42 rain gardens that are installed.
Where all of the rain that comes on my house goes into a rain garden. So I don't have any rain that goes into the sewer at all. It helps my landscaping. So it makes me feel good that my rainwater don't go into the sewer.
UW Extension and Walnut Way formed a partnership that helps direct our summer youth program.
The whole gardening effort teaches our children how to feed themselves, how to feed their families, and how to earn a living, an honorable living.
Like there's a lot of ripe stuff already in the ground, ready to come up.
It gives an opportunity to realize that carrots don't come from a can.
You come in, you meet new people, you do what you enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy gardening. It's just, I have a passion for it.
Those metaphors that we're having an opportunity to utilize in the gardens, we can apply it to life situations, period.
You know, to know that you planted this little bitty seed, and within 6 weeks, it's 15 feet tall. So you've grown imagination.
Beautiful. Oh.
So these are the fruits of your labor.
Truly, we're growing stable young ladies and men. We're growing some confident, compassionate, capable young folks.
I feel like we are standing in the shadow of greatness.
It makes me very proud to be in this neighborhood.
Thank you. One of those young men is now in college. Another one has completed college, coming from a family of 12. Yes. One will be coming back to lead our employment efforts in the gardens this year. That's what this is about. Now to wrap up. In 2008, Joe Zilber, a real estate developer and philanthropist, decided to invest in the restoration of Milwaukee's most disinvested neighborhoods. He chose Walnut Way to convene a planning process with neighbors. It resulted in a quality of life plan. If you would take a moment to reflect on the features of your neighborhood, I imagine our list would be similar. Good education, high-quality housing and beautiful public spaces, easy access to food and health and wellness services, vibrant commerce, caring neighbors, and public safety. Those are the tenets of our quality of life plan. This comprehensive call for change seemed beyond our ability to respond. But we don't have to respond alone. We have not. Yet with open hearts, we welcome neighbors and friends who give generously of their time and their talent and treasure It is first and foremost hard work. This year, Walnut Way extended its boundaries to North Avenue. In our neighborhood, 50% of our 10-block stretch of this commercial corridor sits blighted. This is a tremendous opportunity to continue our neighborhood revitalization. On last Friday, Walnut Way completed the assembly of nearly 5 blocks that will be restored into a vibrant campus we belovingly call the Innovation and Wellness Commons. We're launching a capital campaign to restore the buildings. We are also seeking tenants to run businesses, providing food, environmental, and wellness services. We imagine neighbors and visitors will work, shop, and learn at the stores and stops at the Commons. I've learned to expect miracles. Praise God.